Hey everybody, it's your girl Jay from DCSC Talks. Before I get into it, I want to go ahead and give my disclaimer that this video is for entertainment and educational purposes, and it falls under the Fair Use Act, and everything that is said in this video is alleged. So we're going to start with the Takeoff update. We know yesterday that DJ Pat went to court. His bond was lowered from $2 million to $1 million. So basically what that means is that he only needs $100,000 now to get out. And that's very easily to accomplish if you look at it in a sense that, like, if somebody put up their house, various assets can be used for the bulk of money, and then that may leave them with a small portion of money to have to get the bail bondsman. So I just find that crazy in the sense that they're saying that they have him allegedly on camera committing the murder of Takeoff. So why is he even eligible for bond? And you think that it's crazy in the sense that you got people in jail that's not in high profile cases, that they don't have no evidence and they stay locked up for 2 and 3 years, and then one day they say, oh, we just dropped the case. And they it ain't a person is robbed of their life for that time. And the sad thing about it is a lot of times in those cases, they don't even have any evidence. So our justice system can be a little bit difficult or interesting at times on how they handle things, especially with high profile cases, but we'll continue to follow it and see what happens. We know that DJ Cam still will have upcoming court dates, and we're also watching to see if anybody will be arrested for any of the charges allegedly against Quavo's assistant, as well as the young lady that was also assaulted during this incident. And I also want to end it, I guess, with saying also you got to think about the family. Like, dad, how do you think Takeoff family gonna feel with this guy walking around the streets of Houston? Because it's very possible that within the next couple of days, week or so, that his family can post bail for him. So I know that has to be a devastating feeling. And I just question if DJ Pat is concerned about his security once he does leave the jail, because I'm sure people are not going to be happy. And I'm not saying that vigilante justice will happen, but I think that has come across the mind of a lot of people. But again, we'll keep you posted. Okay, so next is Meg the Stallion, and this is just a twisted case. It's got messy and messier as time goes on, and honestly, it doesn't look good for Meg the Stallion. Y'all gotta remember that after the incident happened, she did that interview with Gayle King, and she stated that she didn't have a sexual or romantic relationship with Tory Lanez. It's just a lot of things that are coming out, and people forget, like, you can lie to the media. So if she was dishonest with any media outlet, whether it's a major or blog, there's no repercussions behind that. So if people are surprised that she's telling the truth now, I'm not, because like when you go to court, like, you bound to the court of law to tell the truth, or you gonna have criminal prosecution behind that. So it's also interesting that Kelsey Harris testified against Tory Lanez. It's all the speculation and allegations on whether or not she's the actual one that shot Meg the Stallion. Tory Lanez said he also had a romantic relationship with her. And mind you, all of this was leaving Kylie Jenner's house. They in Hollywood. They say they don't have no surveillance or anything like. That sounds a little bit weird, because you would think Hollywood, they would have, cameras on the street and stuff like that. But nevertheless, it's just getting messy and messier. I don't think it's going to end up well for Meg the Stallion, because, she just has a lot of litigation within the industry throughout her career. And I'm not saying that hip-hop artists or artists in general don't have issues with their label or having to get out of contracts or negotiations. However, you got to think about it. She had the litigation with Young Dolph. She got the litigation now with Tory Lanez. Then she has that restraining order out there with her management or record, something to deal with business. And so, she's, unfortunately, I think that she's developing a pattern. And if we all know that she was assaulted in some fashion, and the person that assaulted her should be brought to justice. But I mean, and when you tell conflicting stories, my grandmother used to always say, "Is a tangle web you weave when you practice to deceive." So when you in that web of deception, like your outcome may not always work in your favor. So it's hard to say that justice wasn't served, because like that web of deception, and it changes the dynamic. So we'll see what happens with Meg, and that's just my perspective, my opinion, alleged. I don't think it's going to end well for her. So as you all know, young Gunna was released yesterday on the RICO charge, and a lot of people are now questioning that. If you look at his paperwork, he entered a negotiated out for plea. He also made a press statement, said that he has not cooperated, will not testify, etc. However, if you look at the documents that are part of his negotiated plea deal, if he is called to testify, that was a part of his special arrangement. So that is going to be very interesting in the upcoming weeks on how he explains that. Will they call him back to testify in the YSL case? But his press statement doesn't necessarily corroborate with the documents that's been presented, that's been put out there, because these are legal court documents. They were what was needed for him to be released, so it's contradictory to his statement. But again, we'll see what happens on the next coming weeks on how he explains himself to various media outlets, and if the charges proceed with any of the co-defendants on the case, if he actually is called back to testify. And I want to end with putting a picture up with Ellen DeGeneres, DJ Twitch. If you know somebody that's struggling with mental health, please reach out to them. Being a mental health professional for a number of years, I know that people always think that it's not okay to ask people if they're thinking about harming or hurting themselves. But in reality, you should ask them, because they may come out and, disclose things and open up the door for you to be of help to them. But if you are not comfortable with that, but somebody is struggling with mental health, depression, thinking of having suicidal ideations, please reach out, give them at least the suicide or crisis hotline, and try to help somebody. But rest in peace to DJ Twitch, and there is help out there for anybody that's suffering from mental health. This is your girl, Miss J from DCSC Talks. Please like, subscribe, and follow on all social media platforms.